We have here the 2024 Specialized Tarmac SL8 Pro frame set in the pink color and a custom build up with older SRAM generation and the Synchros Scott wheels. We have here XTR pedals, bottle cages weighing at 17 pounds, 3 ounces, and in kilos, 7.79 kilos, and in a size 44. Stay tuned after video. We have a free buy sound test on those Synchros right there. We have here, in my opinion, one of the coolest colors that Specialized has made year to date. This is the 2024 Tarmac SL8 Pro frame set, and you can only get this colorway when you buy the frame of the Pro. This bicycle is $3,500 for just the Pro frame set, and then the customer brought over their old wheels and parts. They actually changed from their bicycle, which was a Scott Addict gravel bicycle, and they moved over to a dedicated road bike. So this is all stuff from their previous bike, the older style SRAM Force, the Synchros Capital 1.0 wheels with a 40mm deep dish wheel set on there. And then they chose to opt in for a very narrow bar because the bike is a smaller size, but this is a 36 centimeter bar with a 70 stem on here. And this is a size 44 bicycle. This is the smallest frame set that Specialized has to offer in a road bike style. So it definitely fits the customer a little bit better because they're coming off of a 49. So they can definitely see that they were slammed down before in their seat post, and now they actually have a little bit of room to go ahead for the fit that's coming up. But the bicycle is gorgeous. It's a pink color, a vivid pink, that has like swirls of blue inside of there. Really looks cool, along with that kind of monster hyper green on there. It looks really, really, it's like a slime green, but the color in the sunlight and whenever you turn looks really well. Like, look at the swirls in there. Very nice. It is a gloss, it is a clear coat on here. For the Pro frame sets, they are a 10R carbon, whereas the S-Works will be a 12R carbon, but that's the reason why these ones are going to be $3,500 compared to the S-Works, which are $5,500. With the Pro frame set, you do get included their seat posts, the frame, the spacer kits for an SL7 stem, and also the spacer kits for the SL8 stem as well. With the Pro frames, you do get a stem. On the S-Works, you do not get a stem, so that's nice. So whatever your size is for the frame, like this one got a 70mm stem, you get that included with the bike. And they do also offer an out front Garmin mount as well, or the Wahoo, whatever you needed to do, but they do have an out front mount in there. And then you can see right here, they have the dedicated speed sniffer right there in the front. Looks better. It's growing on me more and more. Obviously, I think that everyone always agrees with me. When this thing is slammed, it looks much better. But as a normal rider, people want to be comfortable. What can you say? Now, you guys saw the weight at the beginning of the video. About 17 pounds, fully built. That is with everything included. XTR mountain bike pedals, TACX plastic cages. You have your cadence sensor on the crank arm on this side. You have your speed sensor on the front wheel right here. This already is tubeless. It's already converted right there as well with a Grand Prix 5000 STRs in there. So everything on this bicycle is pretty much out the door. The only thing that's missing is going to be the actual out front mount situation. But yeah, I mean, 17 pounds for Specialized's own dedicated aero bike is not a bad weight. And they even have like the little small slime green details right here as well. So about the SL8, people basically said they took the rear of the Athos and the front of the Venge and they meshed the two bicycles together because you can definitely see the lower seat stays are definitely more rounder. The back side of the seat post is skinnier compared to the SL7. The chain stays as well are very similar to the Athos. The bottom bracket area is much more narrow. You can see it's not as beefy as the SL7 used to be, so very skinny like the Athos as well. They adopted the exact same skewers that came on the Athos as well. They're lightweight skewers. They even adopted their proprietary front disc brake mount, mounting caliper right here. So this only allows for a 160. You cannot put a 140 on this bicycle. This is proprietary to Specialized, and this works on the SL8, the Athos, and the Crux. That's the only spot to have that on there as well. Also, for the front end of this bicycle, much more aero, much more sleeker, like the Venge. So it's definitely more beefier. The fork on here is super beefy. The front end is super beefy. So they definitely think they took the comfort of the Athos in the rear, the aerodynamics of the Venge in the front, and they made those two bikes together to give you what you guys now know as the SL8, which a lot of people that I've been getting feedback from, they said it's super comfortable. Actually, it's very, very comfortable, way more comfortable than what the SL7 was, but you still get that stiff feeling in the bottom bracket, and they said that you kind of have this sail feeling that people said that was missing from the SL7. So when riding at top end speeds, when you're benefiting from the aerodynamics of, let's say, like 25, 24, 26 miles an hour, you get that kind of sail feeling like the Venge used to have. When you're riding a group set, it doesn't feel like you're always pushing against resistance. It kind of feels like more like you're floating on a cadence that you're comfortable with, and it's more of an easier pedal. So I have yet to ride an SL8 with deep dish wheels or S-Works. I only got to ride the SL8 Expert, and I only got to ride for one ride. I'm still looking for my frame set, so hopefully once they become available, we'll see. But we'll do a quick rundown of this bicycle right here. But I've been selling a lot of these SL8s. A lot of people have been liking them. Aerodynamic claims are what everyone's kind of dogging on them, saying that it's 16 seconds faster than the SL7. You can call a spade all you want there, but what Specialized did for the weights, where they removed from 800 grams to 685 grams, where they removed 120 grams off a frame and still kept a very similar geometry to what the SL7 was, and the SL7 was such a dominant bike, they're basically taking the SL7 and just making a lighter weight bicycle that has a better aerodynamic benefit. So who knows? We'll have to see how this thing goes in a couple Grand Tours. We got the Vuelta, we got the, which Remco just rode in. We have the Tour de France, and we have the Giro. We'll see what happens coming up soon. But let's go through this bicycle. So starting off with the handlebar, it's the Zip handlebar and the SL70, and this is in a 38 centimeter wide bar. This is the kind of the new modern trend that everyone's going with, a more narrow cockpit. This actually fits this customer very well. But you're seeing guys even my size, 6 feet tall with broad shoulders, running this kind of configuration because they benefit from a more aerodynamic standpoint on the bicycle. You're also seeing people tend to flare out the drops now, like Envy does, and even Trek Madones, where they're flaring out the bottoms of there, so that way when they're sprinting, they have a wider grip to go ahead and give more power and more leverage on that bicycle and yanking back and forth. So that's a nice little option. We have the SL7 spaces on here and the Tarmac SL7 stem with the black bolts as well. You can run the SL8's Roval handlebar in here if you want to. They give you the included spacers in the bicycle. Going down to the front end, we have the green logo for the Specialized, and then it has a SRAM Force older style hoods and older style group set. 12 gears in the rear, 2 in the front. Really no difference in terms of tech for the new SRAM Force group set, except for the shifters are a different way and the updated front derailleur. But other than that, the software that's inside the SRAM Force is all the same. Carbon fiber blades, dot fluid for hydraulic fluid, which is nice. Yeah, we have that big old beefy fork right there, that massive lip, that massive ledge right there. That's going to be that aerodynamic part to the bicycle. The massive aerofoil blades for the fork. And then for the wheels, they're going to be the Scott Synchros Capital 1.0 wheels and a 40 millimeter deep dish wheel. They are already set up tubeless. We have the black valves in there. We used a orange seal, lizard skin, or lizard seal fluid on there. We have the Continental Grand Prix 5000 STR 700 by 28C tires, and these wheels are their own Synchros hubs. I've done a video on these back in the day with these Synchros hubs, the bladed spokes. They're not as heavy as everyone thought they were going to be, but yeah, who knows? Give me your take on them. SRAM Force front disc brake caliper, Specialized proprietary disc brake front mount plate, 160 millimeter front rotor, Tarmac SL8 lightweight skewers. Going down this side right here, we have a good look of the speed sniff right there. Beautiful green logo for the bottom. You have the threaded BB right there with the SRAM dub bottom bracket. Going over to this side, we have their 2 water bottle cages in the plastic TAC X. We have the 10R carbon label right there. Made in Taiwan as well, with a different pink kind of scheme right there. For the crank set on here, it's going to be a SRAM Force carbon crank arm in a 170. We have a XTR Shimano pedal on there. 46 by 33 tooth chain ring. Again, this was from a gravel bike. SRAM Force front derailleur, SRAM Force chain. In the rear, we have a SRAM Force black cassette, which they do not make anymore, but it's good to see, in a 1033 configuration. SRAM Force rear derailleur. The batteries are to be able to be removed and swapped if you do run out of battery, which is nice. The exact same wheel as the front as the rear. Synchros, Scott Synchros Capital 1.0 wheel and a 40 millimeter deep dish wheel. Grand Prix 5000 STR 700 by 28C tires. And then for the seat post right here, this is their proprietary Tarmac SL8 seat post, which is much lighter than what it used to be, with their designated redesigned clamp. It's their top mount clamp, which is very weird to me that they went ahead and made a top mount clamp, but then they offer the 0 degree seat post and a regular side mount clamp, which is, if you're gonna make, why would you make 2 different seat posts? I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me. But you have their own proprietary C-post clamp right there with their kind of rubber guard. And for the saddle, she's rocking a Mimic Power saddle with a nice comfort kind of material right there to give her some relief on the soft tissue area as well. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this bicycle. This is the Tarmac SL8 Pro in the vivid pink color with a custom build-up of SRAM Force, Scott Synchros Capital 1.0 wheels, and a 40 deep dish wheel, Zip SL70 bar and a 38 centimeter handlebar width, Super Cas bar tape, and the thing weighs in right around 17 pounds, 2 ounces. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. All right, here comes a free buy sound test on the Scott Synchros Capital 1.0 wheel set in a 40 millimeter dish wheel. Here we go. Wow. Wow. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.